Foreclosures are up 44% in the past year, and somehow nobody's talking about it. Today, I'm diving into why this is happening and how this could be the start of a new housing crisis in 2025.
I can pack up the house and give it back to you. You can have it. If you own a newly constructed home or you're buying a newly constructed home, stay here. So tell me how I signed a document with all the documents signed, your payment 1907, and you signed 1,000,000 documents. Now a year later, they hit me up in February talking about your payment is 3450. I bet it ain't. I bet it's not. So the first year when you buy your home, your newly constructed home, they're only charging you for the taxes, the property taxes on the land, the raw land. Well, the land was only worth $60,000. Well, now that the house has been put on it and now there's a development around you, that now that land this year is worth $110,000, and they put a 400 and something, almost $500,000 house on top. So now your taxes are gonna go to correct. So now your mortgage is going to increase. Now, when they done tell you got a fixed rate, you got a fixed payment and all, they not explaining to you that the property taxes will increase that payment. My payment went up to $34.50. How? Because I can pack up the house and give it back to you. You can have it.
My mortgage payment went from $1,600 to $3,500.
Did your mortgage payment just go up hundreds of dollars overnight? Do you want to know why? Well, if you bought your home in the last 2 years, it's most likely your property taxes. Either you bought your home from a seller that's been living in the home for a very long time, or you bought your house brand new from a builder. Let's focus on the first one, and I'll explain the second one tomorrow. So here in Texas, if you own the home that you live in, the taxable value of your property cannot increase more than 10% per year. But when the property changes hands, the county can raise the taxable value to whatever level they see fit, but only one time. And this usually doesn't happen until the start of the calendar year after you bought your home. So if you bought a home for $400,000 in June, but the taxable value at the time was only $300,000, the first year you would pay the taxes at the $300,000 value, but the second year, your taxable value could increase $100,000.
My mortgage payment went up nearly $1,000 because my property taxes more than tripled from last year to this year.
My mortgage went up $1,000 and I am not okay.
If your mortgage payment has an escrow account on it, get ready for your payment to go up drastically. 2 reasons for this. Number 1, property taxes across the country have gone up drastically. Number 2, insurance premiums across the country have shot up through the roof.
Yeah, this has happened to me as well. My mortgage shot up about 30% from what I agreed to. And as a new home buyer at, 26, 27 years old, I didn't know about all of this. I didn't know that if my property taxes increased, that my mortgage, which I locked in on for 30 years or so, I thought would go up. And it did. And all the people that bought houses when there were record low interest rates are now feeling it. Everything is increased. The property taxes, inflation, house insurance, especially those that are living on a fixed income. And we all know how much prices have gone up on everything. Your car insurance, going to the grocery store, heck, even getting an oil change. Everything has gone up. And it was just a matter of time before it comes crumbling down. And now the numbers are in. Adam data shows foreclosures up 20% year over year. And the bank repossessions, when the lenders take the home back, are up 44% year over year. That's a huge increase. This puts us at pre-pandemic levels, which isn't catastrophic yet, but it's definitely trending upwards and fast. Look, you get into a mortgage and you think you're going to have a certain payment. You agree to that payment. No one tells you that a year later, that payment could be 40, 50% more. And that's what's happened here in the last 5 years. Some houses have literally more than doubled in value. That has never happened before in the history of the United States in a 5-year period where houses double. And then inflation. People are just getting crushed from all sides. Even renting is so expensive. You're looking at the average US 1-bedroom renting between $1,400 and $1,600 a month. That means to comfortably afford that rent, you would have to be making around $74,000 per year. 80% of Americans don't make $70,000 a year. That's not crazy? That 80% of the people in the country can't afford your average 1-bedroom apartment on their income? I don't know what the people are going to do, especially the ones that are making $15 an hour, $15 to $20 an hour. How are they going to live? $20 an hour is $41,000 per year. That's before taxes. You can't tell me this is going to go good. I just don't see it. House prices have gone through the roof and the interest rates have doubled since 2020, which might not seem like a big deal. 3.5%, 7%. What's the big deal? Huge deal. On every $100,000 that you borrow over a 30-year fixed rate of 7%, you're going to pay back $139,000 in interest alone. So every 7% is 140% added to your debt. The people that are in these overpriced homes, locked in at 7%, and their property taxes are going up, and insurance rates are going up, and inflation, they're losing their houses. People just can't afford these payments anymore.
I'm paying $2,300 to live in my house that I own with my husband a month. And we just got a letter saying that we, starting November 1st, are going to owe $330 more a month because of property taxes. So for our almost 1,800 square foot house, we're going to be owing $2,600 a month. It's absolutely insane.
So let me get this straight. We can't afford rent because rent prices are increasing so much to push us out to buy homes. But the interest rate is so high, you can't buy a home. And also you're not going to get funded for a home because of your debt to income ratio. So then what? And then homelessness or houselessness is becoming criminalized. So then what?
Into my apartment in June 2023, I was paying $1,790 in rent. I just got notified that March 1st, my rent will be increasing to $2,023.
Well, stay with your parents as long as you can. If I could go back in time, I would live with my parents until I was 30. I do not care. Don't leave until they drag you out of their house.
How are we supposed to buy a house when my rent is going up another $195 a month? It has gone up $720 in 4 years for the same place that I live in. $8,640 a year more for the same place I lived in 4 years ago. I'm sorry, property taxes are not going up that much that landlords are charging that much more. We have to stop blaming the economy, the government, the president. It is greedy people taking more profits in. When people tell you, just move somewhere else, why would I move to another state that's cheaper? Why should I have to uproot my family, lose my career, just to afford to live somewhere? You're implying people who live in where I live now don't deserve a fair shot at cost of living.
Every single year from 30 to 70, your rent's going to go up. Your most expensive line item in your budget is housing. So the most expensive line item in your budget is out of your control, variable, and increasing.
$1,000 a month, and my rent is $1,660.
Sadly, this is getting to be the story of pretty much everybody out there. I haven't rented since I was in my 20s, so I've been out of the housing market forever on this shit. But I tried to help my niece get a place about 6-8 months ago, something like that. And she was telling me everything she found was $1,900, $2,300, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, sweetheart, you just let me look for you. There's something out there, $500-$600 a month that's decent. I'll find it. There's not. Like, how? I mean, why? Why did we get to this point? Why is just a decent place to sleep and cook and survive exist? Why is it $3,000, $4,000 a month? I mean, it's ridiculous. Something's got to change. Otherwise, we're going to end up with half the country homeless.
They want to increase it to $2,649. That's over $500 increase.
It's to the point right now where it's damn near impossible to live by yourself on a single income. I can't imagine being single right now and having to pay for everything myself. And unfortunately, it's only going to get worse. I mean, if this trend continues, we could see another wave of evictions and foreclosures, not as bad as 2008, but bad enough to make housing even harder to afford. The scary part, people aren't defaulting because they were reckless. People are defaulting because the system is stacked against them. Rents are high, wages are low, and our debt is out of control. And if you think the housing crisis only affects the homeowners, you're wrong. Think again. Every foreclosure takes one house off of the market and gives it to an investor. That's why rent's going up, along with everything else we just covered. If you're comfortable sharing in the comments section, please do. How much has your mortgage gone up? How much has your rent gone up? How are you keeping up with the cost of living? Thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.